talk about my inventory for my palettes and my single shadows. There's not as many as I thought there were going to be. I was kind of surprised. I think it's a lot for some people, but for me it's really not a lot. Anyways, let's move on. I have decluttered. I want to talk really quickly because I have decluttered 11 palettes so far this year. I started early. I started just getting stuff out of my stash, and I know they're palettes that I'm not gonna miss. They're not palettes that I reach for at all, and I'm just not happy with them. So I'm just gonna quickly go over them. I got rid of 11. I got rid of the Urban Decay Smoke palette, the Too Faced Sexy palette, L'Oreal La Palette 2, because I have similar shadows from the Urban Decay palettes, so there's no point for me to keep a $20 one when I have a $40-something palette here. A Coastal Scents Reveal palette, a Sephora super ancient palette. I think that's like 12 years old, maybe more. I know. I haven't used it. I never use it, but I've kept it for sentimental reasons. A La Femme palette, which I got when I was in esthetician school, and I don't use that one on my face. I got it out of all of my like current palettes, but I am keeping it just for sentimental reasons because it reminds me of my time in school. I got rid of 3 palettes from Wet n Wild that have the 8 shadows, just because I have my own little self-made palette that I made years ago, and it has similar shades in it, so there's no point for me to keep those, and I'm going to give those away. I got rid of 2 Maybelline palettes, the nudes and the blush, because they have terrible quality. I do not recommend those even for $10. The BH Cosmetics Cool Matte, which has a bunch of color in it. It was really fun playing with it last year, but I recently ordered a palette that has from Urban Decay that has a lot of color, so I'm looking forward to using that and getting rid of the Coastal Scents one. And then 3 trios from Wet n Wild, again because I already have my little self-made palette and it has a lot of the similar shades, so there's no point for me to keep the trios, and I'm not even going to use them because my focus is to use the self-made palette. Okay, this is the best way that I can do this without leaving anything out of view. Maybe these I can scoot this way a little bit because it's getting a little bit cramped here. So I'm gonna get started. This one right here is I have 3 Morphe palettes, and then this one right here is the 35 O palette. Then I have the Morphe 35W palette. That's the 35W palette. I have the 35 Neutrals or 35N palette. This one right here is Wet n Wild. I made this a really long time ago and I love it. It has a lot of the little trios and then the 8s, the palettes that they currently have. So I put them all in this little Crayola box a really long time ago and I still use them. I love these shadows. I have 2 Too Faced palettes, the chocolate bar, which everybody knows, and then the La Femme, I think that's what it's called, A La Mode, sorry, A La Mode palette, which is gorgeous. This is the one that I have on my eyes right now. I have 2 Anastasia. This is the Tavana palette, and then this is the Maya Mia palette. 2 The Balm palettes. This is the Meet Matte Nudes palette, which is gorgeous. And then I have the Nude Tude as well. 2 Lorac palettes. I have the Golds palette right here, and what's that right there? I also have the original Lorac, the Lorac Pro. A Sonia Kashuk palette. This one I'm counting in here because I did have it in my Panda palette, but I'm working on 2 shadows on a project right now. These 2 palettes right here are self-made palettes. These 2, I will actually be transferring them into a larger C palette to combine it into one palette. But this has all of my single shadows. This is probably, like, these 2 are my favorite. I've been using them like crazy. This has all of my Inglot shadows. These I'm considering as one palette. I'm not including them in the singles. But anyways, this has all of my Inglot shadows. This is a Mark shadow from Avon. I have, I think it's Makeup Geek, and then MAC shadows. And that's a little one that came from a trio, I don't know, a really long time ago. And then this one right here holds all of my Makeup Forever shadows. And the reason why I'm getting a larger C palette is because I am planning on buying more of the Makeup Forever shadows. They have quickly become some of my favorite shadows ever. All right, And then I think I talked, oh no, let me talk about the Urban Decay ones. I have the Naked 3, which has all the rosy tones. The Naked, the original Naked, which is probably one of my least used palettes, believe it or not. And then the Gwen Stefani palette, which I have only touched a couple of times. It's really pretty. I just haven't, touched it because I have so much stuff where I was working on my Panda palette. And then for quads, I only have 2 quads. I have this one, which I have not even opened. I was trying to open it, but I have this one from Revlon. This is really, really pretty. I have not even used that. And then this one right here is from Wet n Wild. They no longer make it. This is the one called Maldives Sky, which is gorgeous. I don't have colors like these in other palettes, so I thought I would keep it around. And then moving on to my singles here. I have these 6 from Milani. This one right here, which is Bella Sand, Bella Bronze. This is the navy one, Bella Navy. They all start with Bella, by the way. This is the emerald one, which is beautiful. The teal one, also beautiful. And this one's Mandarin, which is probably one of my favorites from this line. I have 3 Infallible shadows. This one is Amber Rush. That one right there. And then this one right here is called Ivy something. Gilded Envy, not Ivy. Which is the green one. Let me swatch this one because this is freaking gorgeous. It's beautiful. And then this one right here is called Purple Priority. That one right there. Whoops. And then I have 3 Sugar Pill eyeshadows. This one right here is called Buttercup Cake, which is a beautiful yellow shadow. This one is called Acid Berry. These are matte, by the way. And then this one is called Flame Point. Oh no, it cracked a little bit. Bummer. Beautiful orange shadow. This one is called Galapagos. It's from NARS. This is my newest single. Stila Kitten, which I have yet to touch. This came in a little gift set or value set or whatever. I haven't even touched it. This Urban Decay shadow in Solstice, which is that one right there. And then NYX, I have 3 NYX shadows. This one's Dance the Tides. I think that's what it's called. Yeah. This one is called Mermaid. And then this one right here is called Frostbite. Okay, so hopefully that wasn't too terribly long. So decluttered so far this year, let me just reiterate, I have 11 palettes, or that includes trios and quads or whatever. And then single shadows, inventory wise, I have for single shadows, let me get to that page, I have 18 single shadows. These are packaged shadows. These are not like just the little pans and stuff. And then for palettes, pre-packaged or pre-made palettes, I have 15 right now, but that number is going to change because I just placed an order and I got some palettes. So that'll change in about a week or so. And then self-made palettes, which includes my Wet n Wild and my Z palettes, I have 3. That's gonna change because I know these are single shadows, but I'm making my own little cocktail and I'm gonna be transferring these into an extra large palette in the next week or so. So that is everything. Be on the lookout for what I'm gonna be doing in relating to Panda palette. I've already decided which route to go, so I will be making that video hopefully if I have time today, and then that should be coming up after this video. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one.